How's it going? Dave from Comic Book Investments. So, I've been on eBay for years. I think I bought my first thing in the 90s off of eBay. I think I used my mom's or my dad's account. Then I opened up my own account, I think in 2000, and I still have that account. I even worked at an eBay store. Yes, just like the 40-year-old version, that kind of eBay store. This is way, way long ago. So I'm very familiar with eBay. I've been using it for decades. And I'm pretty familiar with all the scams that are out there, but this is a brand new scam. I haven't come across this scam before. Maybe you have out there, but this is a very interesting scam how they did this. So yes, I bought an item off eBay. I bought a Mario original Nintendo video game. And I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. I kind of like want it and I liked it. I was going to keep it for myself. Anyways, so I bought the game and then it shows it's delivered. As you can see in the picture, it was delivered on March 2nd. But I remember going through the mail and I'm like, that's weird. I didn't see it at all. Maybe sometimes they accidentally say it's delivered, but it's still on the truck and they'll deliver it the next day. Next day rolls around, nothing. Next day rolls around again, that it'll be Friday, nothing. So I'm like, that's weird. Okay, Monday, I'll just go into the post office and go looking for it. Probably was misdelivered or something. I don't know. Because it keeps on saying it's delivered, but I didn't actually get it. So I go to the post office and they know me down there. So they're like, come on back. We'll GPS where we left it. Because now what they do is when they scan your package, they GPS where exactly they left it off. And so they found that they left it at my neighbor's house. And I'm like, that's weird. Okay, why would they deliver it there? Must have been a mistake. And then I was thinking, like, why would my neighbor keep my mail? Anyways, I go to, so the post office, the guy goes to the neighbor's house. He picks up the package because I guess I could, but he went and picked it up. He dropped it off to me. I get the package in and it's empty. And so I'm like, that's weird. My neighbor stole my mail. So that was my first thought. But then I looked at the package and I noticed that the person had it delivered to my neighbor's address. Let me remind you, my neighbor's address does not have the same street, not just street number, but street name as me, because they're around the corner on a different street altogether. So I'm like, where in the world would they get that person's address? They would literally have to Google it. They couldn't just accidentally make it up by accident. So I'm like, that's very weird. And then I went to my neighbor's house and they give me the package and it's empty. And I'm like, okay, maybe my neighbors stole it. But my neighbors are like 70 years old. So, and they're nice people. So I don't think they were going to steal it. But they did have a child that was developmentally disabled. And I was, in my mind, I'm thinking, I mean, this child was like my age, but he has developmentally issues. And so I'm thinking, well, maybe he opened it and took it, but then he didn't really understand that he was stealing because it wasn't his. I don't know. And I was like, I'm not going to press the parents on that. I'm like, and then they asked me, well, what do you think happened? I'm like, I think it's a scam. Because the reason why they chose my neighbor's address. And so at this point, when I came back to my house, I had no game. I was 50-50 it was a scam, or 50 it was my neighbor's kid took it, not realizing, and I was just going to take a big L on it and just forget about it. But then I was thinking about it. I'm like, why would they put my neighbor's address? And then it came to me. They put my neighbor's address because it shows that it's delivered because it has the same zip code and it's the same area. So it'll show that it's delivered on eBay, but then I don't actually ever get it, and that's why they sent an empty package. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to open a claim and go from there. So I opened a claim. And normally when you open a claim saying, I didn't receive it, empty box or something like that, the other person is going to kind of get mad. This person really didn't get mad. They just kind of like, oh, there's nothing in there? Oh, wow. Like this, like you can see in the thing, it's like, I'll send you another copy right away. And I'm like, another copy? Like, how do you have another copy of this? This is like from the 80s. Like, why would you have another copy? And I messaged back and forth, and they're like, oh, I have tons of video games, all this kind of stuff. And they're like, I'll replace. And then they're like, okay, I'll tell you what, I will give you half your money back, and I'll send you a free or another copy, and we should be good. And I'm like, well, there's a lot, just because it's a Mario 1, they're all different. So there's different printings. So send me a picture of the Mario 1 that you do have. So these are the pictures that they sent me. They sent me one that's kind of like far away with everything on it. And then they sent me another one that's like really close up and cropped out. And it just looks like, when you look at these photos, it looks like it was taken, one was like a scan and one was like an actual picture with a phone. And you just look at it and you're like, this looks like it was taken by two separate people with two different cameras. You can just tell that it looks different. And then, if that doesn't give it away, because I know what I'm looking for, the one with the back picture is the 5th printing, and the one with everything going on is actually the 9th printing. You can tell because it has a different seal of approval at the bottom, and it has a little star on the flap, which only existed on like the 8th and 9th printings. So instantly, right then, I knew that this person is scamming me. Because if you're trying to take pictures of your extra one that you have, and you're going to send me the extra one, what they're trying to do is they're trying to give me half my money back as a partial refund, and then send me another empty package, and I'd have to go through the whole thing again, and it probably wouldn't even work this time. And so I knew right then and there, I'm like, okay, this person is clearly scamming me because they're not even taking a legit picture of what they have. They probably downloaded something online, and they probably thought that I would never actually track down the package. Well, newsflash, I do. I do track down those packages when they're missing. So you can't scam old David over here. Nope. So I instantly go, no, thank you. I was like, I just want my money back. And I opened a case through eBay. I then the next day get a message from eBay, your case is closed in favor of the seller. And I'm like, what? I'm like, all this documentation, I'm messaging, documentation. And so I call eBay, and it was like this whole thing I had to go through, a waste of my time to basically convince them that, like, hey, they sent me an empty box. This is what happened. And when you talk to people on eBay, they're like, they don't know what's going on. And so finally, it was resolved in my favor, finally, and I got my money back. But, I mean, this person had feedback, and they didn't look like they normally sell video games, but it was just a very odd scam. I've never experienced that. Let me know if you experienced it, because basically they send something close to you, shows it's delivered, and the only recourse you have is you have to go to the post office, and hopefully they're nice to you and take you in the back office, where they then sit you by the computer and they can like track it, and they show you it was delivered to this place, your neighbor's house, instead of your house. Then you have to go to your neighbor's house. Hopefully they have it. And on top of that, that person could just say like, oh, it was accidentally delivered to the wrong address and your neighbor stole it. So now they would want me to open a case with not open an eBay case, but like maybe a police report or something with my neighbors and not with the eBay person. And then they just get their money and they're gone. And they don't really care, because now it's no longer their issue. It's between me and my neighbor, not me and eBay, because it's so delivered. Have a good day.